Welcome back to the channel. Hello one and all and one. Today we're going to be talking about Sarah Ingham, who, if you don't know, she has put out another Sarah Says video. Well, it was a few days ago, but nevertheless, let's talk about it, let's discuss, because there was some very intense statements that she made within the video, and I feel like it needs to be brought to light. So we're going to go through the video together and see what we can come up with. I'll cut out all the crap. Well, most of the crap. Some of the crap. Most of what she says is crap, so I can't cut it all out. I will do my best. Bear with me.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this week's Sarah Says. I thought today we'd have a chat, like I said last week, about Christmas traditions.
One thing that I would like to know is how long this Sarah Says is going to go on for this time, because imagine her having to think up another topic every single week. Right now it's a good time because it's Christmas. She likes Christmas. She's going to talk about lots of Christmas things, and there's plenty of things to talk about Christmas related, so she will be okay. What is she going to talk about in January when all this is over? I fear for the future of the Sarah Says empire.
So, Christmas traditions that we do, Christmas traditions that we've always done, some new ones that we've started over the last couple of years, and then some new ones that we're actually going to be starting this year.
Warning, I'm going to be picky now. But how can you have a new tradition which you're starting up? You can't start a new tradition. A tradition, by its very definition, is something which has been going on for a few years and that you have been doing as a tradition. You can't say this is going to be a tradition in the future, because it sounds very Dave-oo, actually, about things, and I don't like that. If you don't know who Dave-oo is, it's about Dad v Girls. Just go and follow them and have a look.
I mentioned this in last week's vlog and everyone said yes, or loads of you guys said yes, please do it. And it's one of those questions that we do always get a lot of questions about. One of those questions we get a lot of questions about. One of those topics we get a lot of questions about. So I thought it'd be great to do it this week. So we're just going to get right in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and start from like the start of December and try and work my way through the traditions in order rather than just rambling a load out.
Well, Sarah, instead of you having to ramble on for the next 45 minutes, which you actually inevitably did, I could have helped you out from the start and told you exactly how your December goes, because don't forget, you vlog it and we all know, in fact, I think we know better than you do. December the 1st, you bring out your first Vlogmas day, and it has your new Christmas intro every single year. You do this. December the 2nd, you do another opening of the doors of your advent calendars. December 3rd, you do the same thing again. December 4th, etc, etc. December 15th, I think it's the 15th, is it? It's your birthday, you do that. Christmas Eve, you then have the opening of the Secret Santas and all the boxes and Christmas Eve boxes and stuff like that, etc. Christmas Day, more exploitation of your kids. You see the pattern here, Sarah? It's not that difficult.
I do tend to get a bit carried away with myself sometimes when I speak, so hopefully I'll be able to stay on track. But if I don't, I apologise. This is the third time I've moved the camera now. I'm not feeling that other camera angle.
No, Sarah, I'm not feeling the other camera angle either. No matter which angle you put it from, I'm sure it'll be just the same as the last one. Don't worry. Just as good, just as lovely, just as beautiful as ever, Sarah. So don't worry about it. It's all good.
I kind of felt like I was talking down to you all.
Oh, but Sarah, you do that all the time. You try to talk down to everybody, even your own kids. Every time Isabel walks in the room, you put her down, You say something to put her down, and you do that with all the kids and everybody that you meet, because you are far superior. You're a Queen Sarah, Princess DeLong of DeLongville of Twatville. Sorry. But it's how you are, it's how you act and how you behave. It's just an observation, okay? No hate, honestly.
Anyway, we're going to start with what we do right at the beginning of December. We do have a few Christmas traditions that we do at the beginning of December every single year. And one of those that the girls get most excited about, lots of you guys will already know this if you follow our main channel, the Ingham family, but one of those things is we're so lucky to have some cheeky little elves that come to our house from the North Pole.
Oh, those cheeky little elves, Sarah. They are always getting up to no good, and they are always putting thoughts into the minds of your lovely iFam. Such as, one year your elf got pregnant. Well, I mean, what happened with that? And yeah, it's a lovely tradition. But I would also point out that one of the other traditions that you have, and I think you missed this one out, was on December the 1st, you always select your Secret Santas every year. Just maybe that's something that you're going to do away with this year. I don't know.
Every year and cause havoc amongst our house. They are such a lovely Christmas tradition, and one thing the girls look forward to every single year, and tales that they will tell their children, I'm sure. Like they'll say, do you remember when the elves did this that year, and do you remember when they did that? So it's really, really a lovely, lovely Christmas tradition. Some people call it in their house Elf on a Shelf. Some people have different names. Some elves look different. Some are in red, some are in green. And it's one of those Christmas traditions that when they first came to our house, I was really, really excited about it. And then I suddenly thought, wow, these are cheeky elves and a lot of work. But I'm glad they kept coming and continued with our Christmas tradition, because like I said, it's one of those things the girls really look forward to. And it blows my mind actually that now the girls are older, how quickly they grew up with the elves basically. And now they're older, but luckily our elves are still coming to our house every December. Luckily they still come. Obviously we've got Mila and Jace now who get to love on the elves, and the girls are really excited to show them all they get up to basically. So Elf on a Shelf is one Christmas tradition that I love. One thing as a family that we do all like to do as well, we are quite a very close family. I was about to say quite a close. We're a very close family. We spend so much time together.
You think, Sarah? You think you might just spend just a smidge of too much time together? An unhealthy amount of time, possibly? Would you possibly say that could be the case? You just spent a little bit of time together. It's all well and good being a close family. That's lovely. But the amount of time that you spend in a bubble together, it is a little bit unhealthy, I think.
And one thing that we do like to do at the start of December is kind of get together. It's usually in the first week of December. We'll get together and over dinner, and we'll write down like a bucket list of things that we want to do in December. Now, sometimes these things are like, I'd love to go to Disneyland Paris. And sometimes they're like, I'd really love to read that Christmas book again. So they're like one extreme to the other. There's no right or wrong answer. It's basically just things that each of us would like to do in December. Some of them we do and some of them we can't. That's just the way it goes. But it's really nice to hear everyone's answers basically.
So what would you do if one of your kids turned around and said, no, Mum, I don't want to go out anywhere. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to be with anyone. Well, I want to go to my friend's house, and maybe I want to do some actual teenage things, and it kind of puts a spike into the whole vlog content making experience for you. You know, would you be happy with that, or would you say, nah, Isabel, nah, you have to stay here, you need to look after Jace, okay?
Everyone's wants and what they would really like to do in December, and some of them are like some ideas I'm just throwing out there that some of the girls have said before is movie nights. They'd like Christmas movie nights, they want sister sleepovers.
Sarah, please, for the love of God, stop calling them a sister sleepover. Nobody do you know what an actual sleepover is? It is, but it is going to your friend's house, right? That's a sleepover. You go to sleep over somewhere else. You don't go to sleep over in your sibling's bedroom. That's not what this thing is. That's not a thing. That's just saying, Mum, I'm gonna go and sleep in so and so's room tonight. That's what they're doing. It's not a sleepover. Sleeping over where?
Christmas themed ones. They really want to get fluffy socks. Like, they're really random. A carol service, one of them said one year, I can't remember who, but going to a carol service, which was so lovely. You,
Sarah, went to a carol service? Was this a particularly religious occasion for you? You do realise that carol services at church are usually religious based. Do you by any chance mean just in the streets of Leeds that time when you went around and you just joined in? It's just nothing that you ever say is actually what happened.
I'm trying to think of all the different days out. There's always suggestions on days out we can go to. We sometimes like to go to like Gulliver's World or Sundown, or one place like that that's doing like a Christmas theme. And anyway, my point is that it's really nice to sit down with your family and talk about what we'd like to do in December.
Well, I hate to say it, Sarah, but what you've just described there is more like a board meeting between all your members and all your employees, having a business meeting to decide what is going to be vlogged that week. What are you going to vlog that month? What is going to bring in the best income? What can we do to revive the channel? Ideas, people, ideas. Come on, Isabel, pull your bloody weight.
And it's a really nice tradition to sit down and write all those things down. Okay, let's talk about advent calendars. Advent calendars are a big deal in this house. They always have been.
Well, yeah, they're a big content maker. You spend about 20 minutes per vlog per day actually showing us what you get in an advent calendar. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. It is mind-numbing, but ridiculous. But also takes away from the actual schoolwork that you're supposed to be doing every morning. But that's another matter, isn't it, Sarah?
And every single year the girls have like, oh, I found this advent calendar and I absolutely love it. And it's really exciting because our cheeky little elves always bring them on the 1st of December. This year it's been a little bit different. So usually the girls will get like a chocolate advent calendar and then like what I'd call a gift advent calendar. In my opinion, these are a gift. Like, they're sometimes so expensive. You can buy, I've seen advent calendars for like £100 for some beauty ones. But usually the girls get one, I don't know, like I think they had a fidget one year, and they had like a Harry Potter Funky Pop or Funko Pop, whatever they're called. Isabella's had like coffee tasting ones, Jace has had cars ones. So advents are a big deal, and we do like to have a nice advent calendar in this house. This year though, like I said, is a little bit different because it's really weird, because I was just literally talking to a Facebook group about this about an hour ago, but there wasn't an advent calendar that they wanted. So usually there's like one that they've got in mind, but there wasn't this year, apart from like, I think Esme mentioned a £75 Marvel one, and some parents might be happy about that. Me, this close to Christmas, 5 children, £75 an advent calendar. No, it's not happening on principle. It's too much money.
Sarah, I could almost see your cogs working overtime then to figure out how much 5 75s were. It's 375, Sarah, sorry. But are you joking? The amount of crap, the amount of money that you must have spent some years on advent calendars alone is more than most people get for the actual Christmas. And you are complaining and saying that, no, I'm just not spending that amount of money on principle. No, it's just too much. Well, you keep your principles, Sarah. And all the while, you'll be waiting for some poor soul to send you a freebie of that Marvel advent calendar, won't you? And not forgetting the year that you got about 5 advent calendars each, and some idiot gifted all of your kids advent calendars. And at what point that year did you turn around and say, no, sorry, that's just too much, you should not have spent that much money on me, you should not have spent that much money on my kids, sorry, take it back, on principle, I need to refuse it because it's just too much money? No, Sarah, if it's free and it costs that amount of money, then absolutely go for it. Go for your lives, isn't it?
And it's not even like the gifts inside advent calendars are something that they really use or play with or even keep. They'd probably just be put in a drawer. So there's just no way of spending that much money on an advent calendar. That's just my opinion.
It's a good opinion, Sarah. It's a very good opinion. But what I would say is, all those toys that you've bought down the years, the thousands upon thousands upon thousands of pounds that you spent on toys on Christmas Day for your kids, and they've ended up in the garage, basically. Not even got the luxury of ending up in the drawers or anything. It'll be in the garage because that's how much they were not played with. And
when I told Esme that, she was like, yeah, I agree, it's way too much money, I don't think you should either. So that's fine, and that's great. There'll be no surprise though on the 1st of December for this advent calendar. She's definitely not getting that one. And then I said to the girls, actually this year I don't think I'm going to buy you guys an advent calendar, just because. And then I said to the girls, maybe we won't do like gift advents this year, maybe we'll just do like chocolate ones. And the girls were like, yeah, we should just do chocolate ones this year, that's absolutely fine.
Sarah, remember you said that you were maybe going to be a bit all over the place with your ramblings of Christmas traditions. Well, just a couple of seconds ago you said that you weren't going to get advent calendars, and then 2 seconds later you said, well, maybe we'll get just the chocolate ones. So which is it? Are you going to get them? You're not going to get them? You're going to treat them? You're not going to treat them? Or are you just waiting for everything to be gifted?
Let's just do that. So, and there's conditions where it can't be like Cadbury chocolate or like Milky Bar or anything like that. It literally has to be plain, like cheap chocolate, like a 99p advent calendar.
You said about just on principle, I'm not spending £75 on an advent calendar. It's too much. I'm not lining the pockets of, whatever, Marvel, whatever. And your love of helping out small businesses and everything, but instead now you'd rather buy a 99p generic advent calendar from B&M's and line the pockets of a multi-corporation business. Isn't that, Sarah? Isn't that a better option for you?
With a nice scene picture inside, Christmassy. Can't find them anywhere. Anyway, I found on Amazon the perfect gift advent calendar. Not expensive and just up the girls' street, and I was so happy when I found them. I ordered them. I am still deciding on Isla's, but I'm going to order it after this video because I think I've made a decision now. But basically they're by, let me just get the name up, Roger something, sorry Rog, can't remember your name, Roger Laborde I think it's pronounced, and it's basically called a pop and slot advent calendar. And they come in so many different designs. I'm going to pop some pictures up now. So each day is like a Christmas scene, and each day you add to your Christmas scene. And the girls love craft things and Christmassy feels things and stuff like that, so I thought this would be perfect. I've ordered this house one for Esme, which is just so adorable. I'm going to add the 2 that I'm debating about for Isla, here and here somewhere. And then look how perfect this one is for Isabel. A cat one. Look, cats around a Christmas tree. Oh my gosh, they're gonna love it.
So you've gone in in a matter of seconds from having no advent calendar to getting a 99 pence plain chocolate. Can't be Milky Ways or Milky Bars or Cadbury's chocolate. It's got to be plain chocolate for 99 pence, and that's all you're getting. From that to getting these ones, Roger Laborde, for £15 each. That's not quite your 99 pence money saving tip, is it, Sarah? I'm not saying that people can't spend that amount of money, but I'm just saying that, you know, she clearly doesn't care. She was going for the whole, I'm going to save money and we're not going to do advent calendars this year, we're going to be minimalistic this year, to spending 15 quid each. And how many have they got kids again, did you say, Sarah? 5? I assume that you're going to get, like, Mila some calendars, because you got Jace calendars at that age anyway. So 5 15s, that's what, £75. I guess it's better than £375, but you know, it's not quite your fiver that you originally promised that you were going to spend, is it?
I feel like it's something that we can use every single year, or they can keep up in their bedrooms if they want to. It's something that they're making themselves, and so it's much nicer than plastic that will end up in a drawer. Aside from that, I've ordered Mila the little Dutch wooden advent calendar. I'll pop a little picture up of that as well. And then I've ordered all 5 wooden advent calendars where you put a small gift in each day. So shall I show them on this video? I won't show them on this video, but I'll show them on the main channel. I know most of you guys watch our main channel anyway. And I thought they can be used every single year. It's kind of a tradition. It will be a tradition, like a new tradition, to bring out the old wooden advent calendars and pop a chocolate in those, a chocolate coin or something each day. I am still on the hunt for Jace a gift advent calendar, so if any of you guys have any ideas.
Hang on, am I missing something here? But why is Jace getting a gift advent calendar? I thought you said that nobody was getting gift advent calendars because it's a waste of money, etc, etc, etc. But Jace, how many gifts does he actually need? I know he's younger, so I think that's probably your way of thinking. The girls are older, they don't need gifts anymore in that respect. But Jace is younger and he would appreciate toys. But, you know, he doesn't need to have a new toy every single day of December. He's going to get a lot of toys at Christmas. Just think about it, Sarah. Think about it.
Then comment them down below and let me know. I don't really want a Cars one. He's had Cars before, so I'm looking for something a little bit different. And he's still too young for Lego or Playmobil. They don't interest him at the moment. But if you think of anything for Jace, comment them down below.
What a weird thing to say. Does anybody else think that was weird? He's too young for Lego and Playmobil, so don't bother to suggest those things. It was almost as if she was giving like a sales pitch, you know. Don't bother to get him these because, you know, he's too young at the moment. He's not interested in those. Why would you be telling them that he's not interested in those? They don't have an effect on what you're going to get him.
So this year for Advent, just keeping on the Advent theme, this year for the December festive period, I'm also going to be doing a book Advent. Now I haven't done that, this is a tradition, but I have missed years. So there has been years where I just haven't managed to get all the books, or we've just not done it for whatever reason. But it is, now that I've got Mila and Jace who are really into young books again, I am going to start doing this as a Christmas tradition. So basically it's 24 books that you wrap up. Basically, and you open a present. They're always a book, obviously, each day in December, and the girls loved this when they were younger. Like, it was so exciting. They took in turns each day to open a book, and I always used to wrap them in like really shiny wrapping paper and put a big bow around them, so they were really exciting, and they'd take in turns each day to open a book, and then we'd read that book before bed. It's such a lovely tradition, and it's a really lovely advent calendar idea to do with your child, especially if you've got young children, because they last forever. The books last. So the 24 books that I have bought new this year will be put on their bookshelves for throughout December, once they've been opened, obviously.
Did you just say you've bought 24 new books for this tradition? What about next year when you have this whole tradition thing again? Are you going to buy 24 new books every year? Because you say that you're going to store them away in the garage of dreams and then bring them back out every year, but this time next year you're going to say, oh, let's just buy 24 new books. Was it an excuse, Sarah, just to go out and buy some more things? Was that the whole reason behind it? Because that is the only, it's coming across that way.
This one is probably in fact, it's all of our favourite, and it's not about the receiving for any of us in this situation. It's always about the giving. It's just so exciting. And that is, we always do Secret Santa. So we're a big family. We've got 5 children now. And the girls, a few years ago now, I don't know exactly when we started doing this, but it's definitely been like most of our YouTube career. So I'd probably say been doing YouTube about 7 years now, so I'd probably say for about 5 of those, we've done Secret Santa. The girls showed a great interest in wanting to buy gifts and things for each other, so we thought Secret Santa would be the best idea, and we always do it on the 1st of December.
Okay, so I have words to say about this. Now, I don't like to diss on other people's traditions because I don't know how other people live their lives necessarily, and people can live their lives in the way they want to live their lives, and they can do Christmas how they want to do Christmas. But this whole Secret Santa thing within the family really, really does confuse me a lot, and it kind of gets on my on my last nerve just a smidge. Sorry. The thing is, right, the kids get a huge amount of gifts, and Sarah's been over this. They've always got a lot of gifts, and it's not just YouTube that's made it. They haven't just done it for YouTube views, but the girls get lots. They get gifts upon gifts upon gifts on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, and throughout the whole of December, because Christmas is every day of this, But the whole thing with Secret Santa is it means that each child only has to buy one singular gift. One gift. It may be exciting to them and everything, but I've got to ask, right? You've started this for YouTube, presumably. They wanted to do it. They thought it'd be a great idea for YouTube views. I guarantee that is, on this occasion, that's why you've done it, because it'll be great. It'll be great for the vlog, right? But what happened before that? Did you not think that it would be good for your kids to have to shop and get a gift for their siblings before YouTube? So you've only been doing it, 4 years, you said? What about before that? Isabella's 17 now? So when she was 12 or 13, she only just started buying gifts for her siblings. What about for her mum and dad? I don't get it. I don't get it, okay? Just saying now that we've got 5 kids now, but I grew up I was one of 4, so I had to buy gifts for all 3 of my brothers and my mum and dad. It wasn't always a super amazing gift. It was just, a token to say, we were thinking of each other, and here's something on Christmas Day to open up, right? But so I don't get why they only buy one gift for each. I don't get it, right? It's something that I can't get through my head. I'm sorry on this one. But prior to that as well, if they weren't buying gifts at all for anybody, that's even worse. But it's not, apart from anything else, it's just not teaching them anything.
pop all our names in a hat, we've got Christmas music on, and we all draw each other's name out, or draw a name out, should I say, and that's who they buy for on Christmas, at Christmas. And some years we've set like a budget, like let's try and get the best present for £10, or let's stick under £20, and some years we do no budget and just go crazy.
Just how YouTube like did that sound just then. We do a no budget Secret Santa. That's exactly like a title for YouTube. That's not a thing in real life. You do realise that, Sarah? That's not really a thing. A no budget Christmas. It's, you know, real life isn't YouTube. YouTube isn't real life. You see the difference there?
We'd always get hot chocolates in the car and drive around and see the lights. You don't have to go to a Christmas market to do that. You don't have to go to a city centre to do that. We love to do that, but we also love to do it at home, like going around streets. You can often spot them from a mile away.
Yes, absolutely, Sarah. I remember it. I remember it well. The year you went round and you were sat there with your hot chocolate, you're driving around the streets of Leeds, and you drive past and look up at the beautiful Christmas lights that are attached to your sister's house. That was my favourite one of all time.
Christmas Eve is our, as a whole family, favourite day of the year. It's a really, really special day to us, and we have strict organisation on that day.
It's nothing like a bit of organised fun, is there, Sarah? Some people might call that controlling, but not you. No, it's organised fun.
We don't tend to, I mean, we have in the past had family around, and obviously if the family could only come and see us on that day, we'd never turn them away. But strictly, it's a family, close family day for us, is Christmas Eve. We tended to stay in our pyjamas for all of the day, all the day. And we do Christmas crafts, Christmas activities, and it's just, I can't, it makes me feel like so warm and nostalgic and even a bit emotional just thinking about Christmas Eve, because we've made so many magical memories on Christmas Eve. I don't know why we do this, but we always post a letter to Santa on Christmas Eve. Most people do that like at the start of December.
Again, not knocking her tradition, but Sarah, there's a reason why they do it a bit earlier than Christmas Eve. It's because Santa's away on Christmas Eve. He's away. Do you know where he goes? He leaves the North Pole, and he goes around the world, and he travels, and he delivers all the presents that you've asked for, except for your children haven't asked for any presents until Christmas Eve. So, what do you think happens then, Sarah?
I don't know why, but it's always been a tradition of ours to just walk around to the post box and post a Christmas letter to Santa on Christmas Eve, and I absolutely love doing it. Another thing that we do on Christmas Eve that we only just recently started, and we're going to stick to it because we all really enjoyed it, is dressing Chris up in something completely ridiculous and handing out Christmas cards to our neighbours. Now, we'd only just moved here, or should I say last year was the first Christmas we had in our new house. We didn't know that many of the neighbours really well. We knew a few, but not that many. And so we kind of wanted to go out on Christmas Eve and hand out cards and just knock on the door and say, hi, Merry Christmas, hope you have a lovely Christmas, blah, blah, blah. And it was so lovely doing that last year. And we met so many neighbours, and we got chatting to lots of them. And the fact that Chris had not met some of them but was stood there in a light up Christmas turkey was just, it made my day. It genuinely made my, and everyone in the streets, everyone in the neighbourhood's day as well, because they thought it was hilarious. All the cars were beeping at him as they were driving past. So yeah, because this is the best, because they had one good day in the entire time that they've been living in the village, and everybody was so, they enjoyed what Sarah and Chris were actually doing for one day. That means that it's planted the seed of happiness within Sarah, so she associates it with a good day. So from now on they're going to do the same again, because they're going to try and recreate that, and hope that they haven't pissed off too many of the neighbours since last year. So well, good luck to them. But posting Christmas cards on Christmas Eve again is just a little bit like, okay, is it really worth it? People are going to take them down. It was so funny. I need to top the turkey this year. I'm not sure what I'm going to get, but it's going to have to be a new Christmas tradition for us to do this now. And the neighbours are going to not get a Christmas turkey this year. They're going to get something else. But it's a tradition that I'm so glad we've started. This one's quite a popular one, and you guys probably already know about it. A Christmas Eve box. 10 years ago, they weren't even a thing. Now, literally everyone... No, I take that back. Not everyone does Christmas Eve boxes, but a lot of parents do Christmas Eve boxes. Some, in fact, I'm just going to go from myself. I'm not going to say what other parents do. From myself, some years I have gone way over the top on Christmas Eve boxes. And I'm talking like, these are like Christmas presents, never mind Christmas Eve box. Way over the top, like LOL dolls in there, blooming Polly Pockets and lip balm and makeup kits and all sorts. And other years, I've just thrown in a bit of hot chocolate, a new mug, some pyjamas and some fluffy socks. And I'm not going to lie, the girls, now that they're grown up, have never said, do you remember that year when we got that LOL doll? They've never said anything like that. It's always, oh, what's going to be in the Christmas Eve box this year? I hope we get matching pyjamas.
Well, of course you're going to get matching pyjamas. You need it for the vlog. It's going to look off if you don't have matching pyjamas. You know, all family vloggers have matching pyjamas. That's a thing. Right, but that aside, the Christmas Eve boxes, bloody hell, Sarah. You don't happen to mention in your little ramblings that you have gone so over the top. One year you had a chest, like a huge chest thing for the kids to open each. And another time they had their own Christmas Eve box, but they were sent one from another company, a small business, sent each girl a Christmas Eve box as well on top of the one that they already had. You know, it's huge. It's a huge amount of crap that you've generally given your kids on Christmas Eve. And yes, it has been more like a Christmas presents.
And I think that speaks 1,000 words. Children don't care what the contents are in the box. They can be as big or as little as you like.
You know, the funny thing here is that this is the second thing that you've mentioned in this one video that you're kind of downplaying, like it doesn't matter whether or not they get such and such in it, or they just get such and such a smaller amount, because that's what the kids really want, isn't it? Earlier you said about the advent calendars. Oh, my kids, we're not going to get this amount this year for advent calendars. No, they're going to get 99 pence ones this year. And it seems like you're kind of preparing either us or the kids for less. I'm not going to say disappointment, but less, so that we're not expecting, you know, extravagance this year, which of course we know you will do anyway.
It's just the excitement of it being something that they know is coming, or they hope they know, or they hope comes, because Michael's like, I hope we get them this year, but not knowing, and like having, are we all going to be matching? What are the pyjamas going to be like? And I don't know, it has definitely, now that the girls are older, made me realise that it's not about what's inside, it's just about the effort of being able to put something in there. Not effort, effort's not the right word, it's just being able to put something in a box, basically. Something in a box that they get on Christmas Eve. So for any parents out there watching saying, oh, you know, I wish I could do this, but I can't afford what my friend does for their child, it doesn't have to be anything big and extravagant. Just a £5 pair of pyjamas from Asda with a pound shop mug and a 40p hot chocolate sachet, and they're away. A £1 pair of socks from Primark, and they love it. They absolutely love it. And it's a tradition that the girls look forward to every single Christmas Eve. It's always a really special part of our Christmas Eve. And as soon as it's like we have like an order if we do things. The Christmas Eve boxes arrive, and then we all get baths, and then we get into our new pyjamas, and then, leading on to my next tradition, we'll watch The Polar Express and The Snowman by Raymond Briggs every year, and we have done it since, I don't know how long. It's been every single year though, since the girls have been, at least 10.
As I said, organised fun. I mean, I've nothing against parents who want to make certain times special for their kids, and Christmas Eve is a special time as well. I do things that are, you know, traditional, and I get it, but it's more like Sarah telling the kids what they have to do. It's nice if the kids want to actually have to do these things, rather than Sarah say, right, we are going to do this. I mean, Isabel might not want to do them because she's like 17 now, and she might not want to watch the Polar Express, for example. So there is that.
So at least 10 years, probably more. In fact, definitely more, because Isla wasn't even born when we first started doing it, and Isla's 10. But it's always the Polar Express and the Snowman, and they're our favourite Christmas movies. We look forward to it all year, watching those two movies. And it's always the Snowman before bed, and then we go off to bed, and it's just so much. It makes me and Chris cry now.
To be fair, Sarah, everything makes Chris cry, honestly. He cries at the thought of going home from a holiday several days before he goes home from that holiday. That is what Chris is like. He is a wet lettuce, to say the least.
And you know, when we first started doing these traditions, it was just like fun to do, like let's watch this, let's watch that. And now there's so many times where certain music comes on during the Polar Express, and I'll look at Chris and he's sat there crying his eyes out. It makes me actually feel a bit emotional just talking about it, but that's how magic and special some of these traditions are to us. Like, I'm like, what the heck, what are you crying for? And he's like, it's just so magical, Christmas, and having children, and the memories that you can make with them. So it's not always about spending money, and I really wanted to push that message out.
Are you feeling okay, Sarah? This is like the third time you said something similar in this one video now. Are you feeling okay? You want to really push the message out that it's not all about spending money, and you don't have to spend money to have a good time and to have a good, enjoyable Christmas and everything like that. But sod that, you're still going to spend money anyway, right?
That so many parents feel like they're not doing enough because they don't have certain things, or as much as, you know, the next door people might have. And I really want to say that it's not about that at Christmas or any time, but some of our most special and magical moments that we've ever had have been created here in a living room with nothing, that didn't cost any money. And I really, really, really wanted to send that message out loud and clear in this video, that when we look back over our most special Christmas memories, and when the girls talk about their most special Christmas memories, you can guarantee that 9 times out of 10, they're the ones that cost nothing.
And that's the strange thing. You recognise that, but you still persist in overspending on everything because your kids need everything. And even though you recognise the fact that you don't need to spend lots of money for them to have memories, you still won't practice what you preach, because you need to spend money to show that, well, you need it for the vlog content for one thing, and then to claim back the taxes on that as well.
Before I finish this video, I'm going to quickly talk about a couple of Christmas traditions that we're going to be starting this year, new ones, and also talk about a couple of charity type traditions that we do, and some new ones as well. So a couple of new traditions that we're going to be doing as a family this year, now that the girls are a bit older, is a Christmas family craft night. So I don't know what craft we're going to do yet, but now that the girls are older and able to independently just do like crafts on their own, and as a lot of our traditions, they're not aimed at younger children at all, but like the book advent, for example, they're younger books, and Days Out, it's not like a theme park at Alton Towers, it's like, you know, Sundown, which is for under 10s. And despite the fact that the girls still love it because it's still family time, they are maybe aimed at younger children. So I thought it'd be nice to do something a little bit more grown up with the old, why is my eye twitching? So I thought we'd do a few older traditions. So Christmas craft night, not aimed at Jason Mila, so they'll be in bed. Just to do something with the girls. We'll have some Christmas music on, we'll get some crafts out, And I thought that'd be a nice way for us to all just have a nice evening together and chat. Similar a Christmas adult, not adult, you know, more grown up movie night. So not like a cartoon Christmas movie, like a family slumber party where we bring all the Christmas quilts down, all the Baby Me Christmas quilts.
Absolutely brilliant, Sarah. Not just any old quilts, but they have to be Baby and Me Christmas quilts. Does that matter if we were to have our own family slumber party in and around, you know, us? And would we then have to buy our own Baby and Me Christmas quilts so that we could join in with these slumber party type things as well? It's very important. It has to be Baby and Me quilts, okay? Remember that, everybody.
Put on some nice cozy pajamas, and we get some nice Christmas snacks out when we have like a Christmas movie night, a slumber party. I thought that'd be a really nice tradition to start with the older girls this year as well. I know that money's tight for a lot of families, especially this year with the rising costs of living and things like that. So I did want to mention, it's not something that we do, but it is something that I think's fantastic, and I know a few people that do this at Christmas time. I'm looking down at my phone because I don't want to read it wrong, but it's buying 4 Christmas gifts for your child or whoever that may be, and it's something they want, something they wear, something they need, and something to read. How lovely is that? So something that they want, so maybe like that top Christmas gift that they've been asking for that they would really like. Might be a toy, might be an electronic, I don't know. Everyone's budget's obviously different. Everyone's ages they're buying for is obviously different, and that will also be taken into account. Something to wear, so a new clothing item like that they might want, a new coat, I don't know, shoes, something like that. Something they need. So something that they need could be, I don't want to put words in people's mouths, but I don't know, something that your child needs, and then something to read, so a new book. And I just thought that's so lovely that some people do that. I just thought it was a really nice idea. So something they want, something to wear, something they need, and something to read.
So hang on a minute, Sarah. You've just given us that whole spiel about that very nice thing that's some people do that is so nice, that's very nice. It's just a nice thing to do, right? But it's not something you're going to do. Because you don't need to. That was absolutely mind-blowing, seriously. Because of the cost of living crisis, it's lovely of you to acknowledge that fact that is going on, and then go on to say, well, this is a lovely idea for you who are suffering from the cost of living crisis, but it's not something we're going to do. No, because we don't need to. We're not affected by the cost of living crisis. Of course we're not. No.
So I thought I would mention that on this video as well. It's a really nice tradition that I know some people really enjoy doing.
So it was literally just, this is what some people can do, but sod that, we're not doing that. You know, cost of living crisis doesn't affect us whatsoever, does it?
This video has gone on way too long. It's because it's about Christmas, and you know me and Christmas, I can't stop talking. My leg's completely gone numb, so I'm having to kneel up for this last part. But one new tradition I want to start with the older girls this year, definitely Isabel and Esme, maybe Isla. I feel like Isla's quite mature and would be good for this as well, and that's volunteering ourselves, basically. So volunteering to do some help and work at a charity organisation. We did do this quite a bit when we lived in Leeds, and we volunteered at a kitchen, and it was where you take food to this set location. And it was like, not like, I don't mean like just some sandwiches, I mean like they were making like chilli, and all the homeless people could go and get a meal, basically. So they could go and get a hot meal.
Yeah, I remember. I'm pretty sure you vlogged it. So you and the other girls, what about Chris, by the way? Are you all going to be volunteering at this soup kitchen type thing, you know, helping out the homeless? I can't really see it happening, to be honest with you. Sarah Ingham in the soup kitchen with her little net hat on, mixing a bowl of soup. For other people, that's you know, just no, I don't know.
Not just like a sandwich, it was like a hot meal. And we've not done that in a few years since we moved away. So I'd really like to to volunteer somewhere with the older girls this year, like maybe at an old people's home, or like we did before at like a homeless shelter type thing. I do need to do a little bit of research because I'm not too sure what's in this area and close to us. But that's one thing that I'd really like to do this year with the older girls, now that they're a bit older, and continue on each year as well. We are also going to be doing the reverse advent calendar this year, so you basically get a basket or a bag. You can use anything you want really, a basket or a bag or whatever you see fit, and each day you put a food item in the basket. So at the end of the month, you'll have a fairly sized food donation to donate to your, well, to donate to whoever you want to donate it to. We do also like to do a big food shop. I never like talking about charity donations and charity things that we do. I never like talking about it because when we have done in the past, we've been accused of only doing it for content, and that's really hurtful. I hate it when people say that.
Really, Sarah? You think that's what people do? Do you realise that you're making money out of this particular thing, content-wise? Are you donating any of this to the various charities that you claim to support? Well, you know the thing about doing charity work or donating to charity, lots and lots and lots of people do it, but very few people vlog about it. The only people that vlog about it are doing it for content and making money off it and to make themselves look and feel good. You, however, well, you can just ignore the people who say bad things about your charity work. Just do it. You don't have to tell anyone. It doesn't matter if anybody knows or doesn't know. Just do it. It doesn't actually matter if we know or not.
But you're accused of doing it for content. Like, if you want to do a donation, then do it without letting the world know, which I kind of agree with, to be honest. I do kind of agree with that. There's so many videos on YouTube solely of people going out doing charity things, but filming it. And I do, to an extent, completely agree that if you're doing these things, you don't need to tell the world about it.
So you'll be taking the videos down, the ones that are currently up there that are making money for you, where you've been donating your food. McDonald's, you've donated McDonald's that time to all the homeless people, handing out food to homeless. You'll be removing those videos because you kind of agree with that perspective.
But then on the flip side, we get, now that we don't film anything we do for charity, we get, why are you wasting money on that? You should be donating to charity. So you literally can't win. Like, you can't win. If you film it, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. And if you don't film it, you're not doing it at all. So we've just stuck to just not mentioning it and not filming it.
Well, that's good, Sarah. That is a good thing. That's exactly what I think you should do. And good on you. If you are doing it, good on you for doing that. I think the reason why people think that you're not doing it is because you genuinely come across as the least charitable person in the world. You literally do not come across as the type to be sat there, to be stood there in a soup kitchen, stirring the soup ready for the people to come and hand out, you know what I mean? Or to be just having regular payments coming out of your bank. You don't seem to be that sort of person that likes to do that, to be honest.
But seeing as though this video is a Christmas traditions video, I kind of feel like I should talk about some of the things that we do without people thinking I'm only mentioning it for content. So we do always do a big food shop and donate it to the local food bank. We actually do this quite a few times throughout the year, as obviously food banks don't only struggle at Christmas, and actually over the last few months, the ones in our area at least have definitely been struggling, so we've done it a little bit more. And I think it's a really nice way to know that you're helping someone, and it doesn't have to cost hundreds of pounds. You can just buy as much or as little as you want. And trust me when I say that every little does help. Morrison's actually have bags, often as you walk into their store, already made up of items that they're desperate for, and they're in little white paper bags, and the prices are on the front on what you'll be charged for the bag, and the contents on the inside are on the front as well. So you can see what you're buying. It's shopping already done for you. You just pick up one of the white bags, pop it in your trolley, take it to the till, and then pop it in the donation thing at the end. Like, it's as easy as that. Like I said before, I know not everyone's got spare money, but that is a way that we like to try and help in a way that we can. And so I thought I'd mention that on this video. And then the last one is, I just thought I'd mention a couple of charities that we donate to. For the last couple of years, we've donated to a charity called Give a Duck. This video is going to be really long, so I'm not going to sit and explain. I have quite a few times on our main channel explained about this charity, but what I'm going to do is just leave the links in the description box down below. This year, we're going to do the Samaritans Operation Christmas Child shoebox appeal, and I think we've vlogged doing this before a couple of years ago, but it's, long story short, you get a shoebox, you decorate it, you like wrap it in paper, make it look nice, you pop a few essentials in. Well, you don't have to pop essentials in there, you pop a few gifts in there. Usually, like, we usually buy like a toy, depending on, because you choose the age of the child. I'll leave links down below. We'll pop a toy in there, and then we'll pop a few fun things like stationery and notebooks, and then a few hygiene products like a hairbrush, maybe a toothbrush, etc, etc.
Well, if you do plan on doing this, Sarah, you better get moving on. You better get a move on, even, because the dates are the 14th to the 21st of November that you have to drop off your shoeboxes, and yeah, that's like soon, in a few days, and I haven't seen you do them in the vlogs yet, and don't forget, if it ain't vlogged, it didn't happen.
And then you put a sticker on and send it off. It's really easy to do, and then you make a donation online. I think it's about £5, something like that. I'll leave the links in the description box down below, but it's one that the girls really enjoy doing. They all have like one each, so they'll choose their child and their age, and then they'll choose the items to go in the box, and it's really lovely. Sometimes they'll do the shopping online. Previously, we've gone out to stores and do it and bought the things.
Yep, and with that, I think I'll leave it there, because we've let her ramble on long enough. And I said that I would cut some of it out, and believe it or not, I did cut some of it out, but I did play a lot more than I had intended to originally, because I thought that you might enjoy it on this lovely winter's evening or morning, depending on where you are in the world. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you haven't been too bored, and please come back again for another video. Give this video a thumbs up, comment everything you want to comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Take care, and bye bye.